I should have been a cowboy. I should have learned to rope and ride. Carrying my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cattle drive. Stealing a young girl's heart, just like Gene and Roy, singing those campfire songs. I should have been a cowboy. Do, 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 do.
Is that you strumming the guitar?
No, that's when I do the metal. Yeah. When I do the metal, I implement that strumming guitar, but it doesn't really go with that song. But I found that the coffee grinds don't fall as fast as when you sing a cowboy song. Like if I was to yodel, it probably would work right away. So if you want cowboy coffee to work better, work on your yodeling. So when you spin it as you yodel, to my old ways, stirring with my cold steel SRKC. I've been stirring with my spoon just because I'm slowing down a little in my older days and not doing the crazy things I once did. But you know, sometimes it's good to relive the past, and that's why I'm stirring with this high-end outdoorsman's knife. Well, we did 2 coffees today, but I let mine sit for a while and it got a little cold, so I'm just gonna give it a little warm up there. No grinds today. Okay, wait a minute. Three grinds. And that's because of the air guitaring, spinning, but mostly because of the cowboy song that I sang. This coffee is fucking delicious, eh? So I let it sit longer, so then I just heated it up on the stove. That's one good thing about having a little metal coffee mug. Alright, so this is my mess kit that I bring out here. We got this pan here, and that's kind of like a hex-clad bottom to it. So it's a non-stick, but it's got this sort of mesh over top, which means like it doesn't scrape up the Teflon, which is, you know, it lasts, the no stick properties last longer, but it's also less likely to get like a bunch of Teflon into your food. And then I got this pot. I usually bring 2. I usually bring a big one and a little one, but to go lighter, we brought this good size stainless steel pot with a bail arm, which to me is key. I wouldn't even buy a pot without a bail arm if I had the choice. And then this pot also comes with this pot lid here. And this pot lid is amazing because it fits on tightly, so if you're boiling on the fire and it falls off, the lid won't pop off, and it'll contain the water in there too. It can also just be flipped upside down like that, so it's easier to take on and off than when you have to push it on. And this pot also comes with a pot gripper, so this itself can be used as a bowl. It can be used as a frying pan as well. There's even a little thing here that you can grab onto like that, and you can even pinch it like this between the two and use it like this to strain pasta. So really well thought out product. They're pots like this are very hard to find. I didn't bring a spatula, so I just brought a pair of tongs. I can kind of use my knife as a spatula, so a small pair of tongs. And then 2 stainless steel sporks, one for me, one for Ted. Ted actually brought one as well, this plastic one, so we brought an extra one. But some plastic ones snap, this one doesn't. And the good thing about this one is that the end of the spoon is flat, so you can scrape like this. You scrape your food or scrape off your plates or your pan when you're cleaning, which is super helpful. I brought a small little scrub brush like that, and then 2 stainless steel plates. These are Army surplus style. Again, these can, work as bowls. They're deep. You could even boil water in these. You could also use these as a frying pan if you had to. So I really like that. And then I brought my mug here with folding handles. Again, metal. So, you look at that and what do you notice? Pretty much everything is all metal. I like to have metal, it's heavier. Titanium would be lighter. Oftentimes titanium is made really thinly, so it's ultra light. I'd like to see the same thickness of pot as you see here made in titanium, so you could use it to just dig a hole or pitch rocks or stuff like that, but it would still be a lot lighter than that, which is awesome. A lot of mess kit stuff is going the plastic way for people not cooking over fires, but if you really want something versatile that's going to help you in a pinch, I would go with either stainless steel or titanium for sure. Okay, well, we are back on the water today. Got a strong wind, but it's looking like it's a tailwind. Turns out that yesterday, when we did a little bit of a closer inspection on the map, paddled nearly 40 kilometers, and we pushed late into the evening, so we're getting much later start today than typically, but we're caught up and then some. So we still got to make it 21 kilometers a day on average, not counting the 2 days we've allotted Portage Wilberforce Falls. So that's pretty good. So we're feeling pretty good about the time we have out here. Well, me and Ted have a hankering that there's some muskox on top of this plateau here, and we also see snow, so we're going to check out the snow, and then we're going to check out to see if there's muskox up there, because we want to see a muskox. We want to see muskoxen, but even just one muskox would be good. So far, all we've seen is musk rocks, which is a rock that at first we think is a muskox, but turns out to be a large rock. It's clay. Just kidding. Snowdrift, I think, eh?
I feel like it's kind of snow now, but like,
Think it ever melts fully?
I feel like it must have been ice packed down. Like if it was just snowdrift, it would have like.
Tastes like distilled water. unfortunately, it appears that there's area muskox to be seen on this plateau. But pretty cool little hike up here and a nice view. The Canadian North is somewhere that really gets into your blood. The North and the far North, which is essentially the Arctic, and it's somewhere where if you go, you always will want to return, especially when you're doing stuff like this. The people, the culture, the rivers, the wilderness, the wildlife is just unsurpassed by almost anything else in the world. And the wilderness we have here, just these large rivers that flow for hundreds of kilometers without one bridge crossing them, it's an anomaly for the world, and it exists largely because there's only a short window in these places where they're not inhospitable, as in -40 ripping winds and pitch black in the winter. Because of that, because of how wild this is and how large expansive wilderness is, it really is a globally significant wilderness area. But a lot of these areas are still threatened. The caribou herds, the Beverly herd has pretty much disappeared, extinct. There are other threats of development all the time. So I don't know how much longer the Arctic wilderness of the mainland Barren Grounds is going to remain in this state of wilderness. I hope it will forever, but I feel really privileged and lucky to be able to experience it in its natural state. Like these areas where John Franklin in 1821 crossed that rapid, it would have looked the exact same, almost the exact same, maybe a little more erosion on the bluffs here or there, but almost identical. Whereas you take somewhere like Shillilo Falls, when Lewis and Clark were there, it was a broad expanse of wilderness, and now that area is absolutely packed with big box stores and highways and McDonald's, things stacked upon corporate America logos and signs and parking lots as far as the eye can see. Well, we just think we saw a golden eagle, and at first I thought it was a bald eagle, an immature bald, so I didn't pull out my camera fast enough, and then when I did, it was like kind of too far to get a conclusive shot, but almost positive we just saw a golden eagle. Bald eagles don't mature till they're 5, and they're not fully out of their immature color phase until they're 5, and their immature color phase can be mistaken for golden eagles a lot, but I think in this case this is like a legit golden eagle, which honestly I've mistaken immature balds for goldens, gone back, looked at photos, looked at pictures, talked to birders who've told me no, you're wrong, and they're right. So this might be the first golden eagle I've ever seen in my life, which is pretty cool. Well, Ted and I have decided that today is day 12. We may have gotten mixed up there somehow. We were having too much fun, but we got the dates dialed in. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 19. We have 8 days left, counting today for this trip. Just saw a big, beautiful bull caribou, probably the biggest and healthiest looking bull we've seen. There's a tinge of forest fire smoke in the air. Seems to be blowing here with this west wind, so maybe to the southwest of us, or far to the west where the tree line comes up further north, there's a fire. It could be extremely far distance away because we are very far away from the closest tree at this point, that's for sure. And the wee birdie sang, and the wildflowers bloom, and in sunshine the waters are sleeping. But the broken-hearted can thou shalt second spring again. Though the waves fill will cease, bear the greeting. Oh, you tack the high road, and I'll tack the low road, and I'll be in Scotland for you. For me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Woo! What I think about that song is I really like it because it puts a perspective. It's sad, but it puts a perspective on life. You know, we're sad, oh, my kids are gonna grow up without a father if I die, or you know, these people are gonna be sad because they're gonna miss me. But he's just reflecting on his own personal joys that he's never going to get to do again. And I think that's sort of something that we've lost touch with in our own mental health, about how we think about life. And we can kind of reflect on a time when, even though there's wars and battles and all these things, depression was, you know, essentially unheard of. And I can kind of reflect and get in the headspace of the person who sung that song and understand their thinking. And it was that I'm not going to be able to do all these amazing things in life anymore, and that's what makes him sad. Looks like there might be like a ledge on the left. Yeah, some boulders.
Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go! 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 Yeah, this is it. Go! Let's go! Yeah, this is it.
Woo, woo, woo. Dad! Holy sh**. Where the hell did that one come from? Not even a marked rapid through here. All of a sudden, I'm getting pushed into a near class 3 with a huge ledge and boulders along the right. Or if I went into that hole, I might have dumped. I probably would have been okay, but I had to paddle hard and then straighten out right before I went sideways into it. Some fun waves on that one. Pretty big wave there. That was awesome. Lots of little rapids through this section to keep the current going, but when they're not so big that you can't just scout from the boat, it doesn't really take up too much of your time. There's a big rapid coming up that, you know, is really scary in high water. It's apparently a class 5 and boulders and super tricky but runnable in lower water, so it's something where you really have to get out of the boat and carefully scout it out. Now, when I'm approaching these, I can see the end of the rapid. I can see that there's nothing dangerous, but Ted's reminding me to be careful and not get swept into that dangerous rapid, because from where he is, he can't see the safety beyond this, you know, beyond the white horses here and these standing waves. But to me, I already know it's no big deal, but it's good to be cautious for sure. And always stay on your toes, looking at what's coming around the corner on these stretches of pushy river with lots of white water. Well, the fishing seems to have slowed down through this stretch, and I wonder if just the warm temperature has caught up with the fish and they've retreated to select deeper holes and springs in the river, or maybe just in general this stretch is shallower with pushy current and not as many nice places for the fish to hold up. Either way, there will be Arctic char in the river once we get past Wilberforce Falls, so look at the waterfall. See way up there? Well, we ended up pushing on a bit so we could get to this crazy rapid that I don't think we're gonna run today, but we figured it might be run it might be portage it. So we thought, well, if we camp here, that way we can just pack up and do the portage in the morning without without having to load our boats, paddle, unload our boats and go. So we'd save a lot of time. Anyways, this is home for the night. Pushed pretty late into the evening, but man, it was super beautiful the last few clicks. Paddled past this stretch of cliffs and really tranquil and just really inspiring country. So anyways, looking forward to getting some food in me and getting a good night's sleep and all that. So yeah, happy to be at camp. Okay, well, Ted and I have decided to get crazy. And we are gonna have pancakes for dinner tonight with my very own homemade maple syrup. Magneto One maple. Oh my God, it's shockingly delicious. Basically, I'm just gonna mix up pancake mix and fry it up, so it should be delicious. Give us some good carbs to go to bed after stuffing ourselves with carbs, probably wind up with Alzheimer's. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Bam!
Nice.
That's how we do it. Look at that. Bam, 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 boy. Around this time of the evening, I like to act like an idiot.
Pancakes for dinner.
Pancakes for dinner.
We're having
Pancakes for dinner. Do, 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 do.
So if you want to come, we are opening an IHOP right here. For the hordes of traffic that'll come in through the front door, just foot traffic.
Yum! Yes! About to get into this, get heavy. Tori spearheads the maple syrup operation at our house, her husband. We tapped like 34, 35 trees, and we just love being outside at that time of year, the early spring. And we boil it all down on just our barrel stove that we made. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of the fried in lard, but good. How far did we go today, Ted? 30 clicks? Maybe like 25. Saw a golden eagle, saw a ptarmigan and two little babies, a caribou, and then we saw 2 caribou right before getting here. Ran some exciting rapids, including one that kind of caught us by surprise and turned out to be pretty raging. And just paddled through some beautiful country. It was warm today. We were supposed to get rain and we just didn't and missed us. It's another warm day. And there's forest fire smoke in the sky from some distant forest fire, because, you know, here we're hundreds of kilometers from the closest tree. Didn't catch a fish today, first day of the trip, where we didn't catch anything. But also we didn't really try, and we think this section of the river just isn't the best for fishing, and maybe the warm temperature. But all in, you know, an easier day than the ones that took a lot of portaging, and we made it a good distance, so that's great. Tomorrow we're going to go to Wilberforce Falls and see just like a waterfall that's going to blow away all these other waterfalls, so that's really exciting. It's a good little push. We have an intense rapid to start the day off with, and then big wave trains and all kinds of whitewater fun / scary, whatever way you want to look at it, to get there. And so we'll get there tomorrow night, and then the following morning we're going to begin the big portage. Yeah, it's going to be a big moment for me when I see Wilberforce Falls. Really hope it doesn't suck. Okay, well, Ted and I had pancakes for dinner, coffee and pancakes for dinner, which gave us a little bit of energy, and it's probably like 1 a.m. or something like that right now.
Not quite, it's like 12:40.
12:40. Anyways, we decided to go on a long walk way down and scouted out this rapid. Terrified ourselves, imagining running it. So that's going to be the first thing tomorrow. We're going to bomb some big waves, eddy out, probably portage the last part. I might try running part of it, although there's a good chance I dump, which I don't really feel like doing, like dumping. So, you know, but it's pretty intense with irregular waves, but just beautiful, all the rocks and little canyon there, super cool. So I'm just gonna try to enjoy it and soak it all in while we can. Anyways, nighty night, and we'll see you in the morning.